Apostle Ramlan, here's what I'm going to tell you. You've been in this truth something like 30 years, right? And all of that is going to mean jack shit when you are burnt with thermonuclear fire for your hatred towards me. I'm going to tell you that now.
Brother is a murderer.
You're a murderer, right? Hold that, Revelations 21:8. Right? Don't let your dislike, your disdain for me null and void all of your work and inhibit your salvation, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're teaching men to do so, right? And that's some of the errors that the elder and apostles of Great Millstone led the men up under him to do, is going out of their way to justify hatred towards brothers, right? You taught me hatred towards people that
not through the law. Do you guys believe in the New Testament, or don't you? Because the way y'all acting is like you don't believe in the New Testament. You acting like you just only go by what the Old Testament say. And I'm not saying this because I'm saying that the Old Testament is done away with, because the Old Testament is not done away with. The laws are still in effect, but there are certain things that do not apply right now. And I'm going to show you. This is Hebrews, the 7th chapter. Am I bugging? Am I tripping? Or am I reading what the scriptures say? And is what he saying about Apostle Tahar not being, he had to retire because of so on and so forth? No. Because we read in Hebrews 7, which they do not believe in the Apostle Paul. That's why you can't play with these guys, man. You gotta just tell them straight up what's going on and put them in their fucking place. Because this is what happens when you allow individuals to keep running rampant and not check them on shit. There's nothing personal. You know, there's nothing, you know, everybody out there that knows me knows that I never liked this guy, period. You know, it's not a personal thing. You know, I don't have, you know, any personal gripe against the man. I don't know him like that. I never met him, and I'm glad I never met him. I keep it as spiritual as I can. But see, this is the situation. This is what happens when you allow a demon like this to roam around, you know, unchecked.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Also a sincere shalom to you other elders, you Akim, you followers of the truth, and let me say shalom to the elect. Okay, I want to go in this video here that I wasn't able to go, well, I went into yesterday dealing with this situation with the response of Guerrilla Hebrew response to Apostle Tahar of GMS Live. And I guess he just went straight to Apostle Tahar, which Apostle Tahar did a video, but it seems that Guerrilla Hebrew has had a problem with Apostle Rumlub. And I'll say you know, I didn't go deeper into the actual response that Apostle Rumlub did on the actual video, which I saw the whole video. And Apostle Rumlub is right, he left a comment, and Salaki to myself, that's one thing I should have picked up, is the fact that I never heard the word hate, you know. This is Apostle Rumlub's comment, GMS Info Doc channel 12. He said, I never used the word hate, not once. Sounds like slander to me and a false witness, which these guys consider when somebody say that they don't like their behaviors, then it's considered hate. And correction has become hate to a lot of these groups. And we can clearly see this is why they kind of united with these other camps, and they get together and they get this this unity thing going, and then they even united with Sarah Netter of the Black Conscious community, and they all in cahoots because they all about making money, right? And I'm not trying to be a slanderer, but they are making money, and it's not my business that they make money however they want to do their business. But the truth is not to be sold out for merchandise, you know. And this is what Yahushua was talking about when he turned over the tables, the money changers. This wasn't about making big dollars on a platform of the black conscious community. Remember, the Most High gives the increased anyway. But these people, they would say, I remember I went on their channel before, and they said, and I said, you know, we really have no business trying to debate all these, you know, these guys. He said, well, you know, we got to reach the souls. So they've taken it amongst themselves to exalt themselves to be, you know, up on high levels, to claim to be the top teachers of Israel, right? So anyway, I'm going to go to the scripture. Well, let me go to the scripture Apostle Ramalov left, Matthew 5:22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause, right? So there's nothing wrong with being upset at your brother, right? But not without a cause, shall be in danger of judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Racha, shall be in danger of counsel. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Okay? So I had looked up this word before. Let's go here and see what Rakah means. I believe it meant senseless. Here it goes. Empty. A senseless, empty-headed man, a term of reproach used among the Jews in the time of Yahushua. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that. So let's go back. Let's go to Philippians 1:14. And many of the brethren in the Lord waxing confidence by my bonds. And when you go into the bonds, it means in the form of an affliction. Let me see here. It means like a form of like like affliction. It says here independent, figuratively, or disability. Okay. Anyway, let's go back here. Philippians. Okay. Let's go to verse 15. Well, let me go to 14. And more much bold to speak the word without fear. Some indeed preach Yahushua in envy, and of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. But the one preached Yahushua of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. So that breaks it down. You got some Jake that preach strictly for contention, right? And to exalt themselves. Well, let me see what that says. There's some preach for contention, G20. Here we go. That is G2052. Okay. It says electioneering or intrigue for office, right? Apparently in the New Testament, a courting distinction and desire to put oneself forward, a partisan and fractious spirit which does not disdain low arts. So we go to fractious, look that up, tending to be troublesome, unruly, okay, irritable. So we can see this is what we see here. There was really no excuse, there was really no reason to mention Apostle Tahar, and even though it was mentioned, there was really no reason to say, well, he can't be a high priest, only I can, which means this is something that he was thinking for a great period of time. This is not nothing that the question was asked and he just decided, oh, I remember the law and what it says. And that has nothing to do with that. Especially in these times, this is what this guy is saying. And we're in a time of prophecy, and he's worried about if he's 30 years old, right? He's at the top, they're able to be a priest now. But see, he's holding on to the Levitical laws and trying to establish his own kingdom, but then he throws out these scriptures that I just read. But some preaching for contention. Well, he may listen to some of the letters of Paul, but you know, a little leaven a whole lump. If you take a little out, you might as well take it all out. Okay, he'll remember Romans 9:1 and say, okay, I got you there. He'll read Hebrews 8th chapter in the 8th verse. He'll read that too. But yet he says the Bible, he doesn't agree with the book of Hebrews and a lot of the things that Paul said. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. I didn't want to make this long. I just thought it was kind of crazy that after all of this, this was his only concern about him being and as a top priest. And again, well, I'm gonna say as far as the video is concerned, he has a problem with so-called hatred, and nobody said they never hated him. You just have a dislike for this guy because of his wickedness. There's a difference. He never said, hey, I hate you, without even a cause or a reason to hate you. When the scriptures clearly say, Amos 5, hate the evil and love the good. It is evil to take the scriptures out of the Bible. It is evil to remove the whole book of Hebrews. And then when we come in and we get on him and he comes up with this newfound doctrine, right? Well, let me say he's bringing his own doctrine in as the exalted priest. And then when we come back on him and say, this guy's off, you just creating division, then all of a sudden, he sets a platform up, he has the viewers, they're on the side, they're saying, well, yeah, and it's making it look like GMS is just a hateful group. They all say that. I don't know no group that don't say that. They all pretty much say we hateful. But you know why we're hateful to what they claim us to be hateful? Really, we're not hateful. What it is we're correctful. So when we like to correct you, a child that becomes wild will scream and call and say you hate them because you didn't let them do what the hell they wanted to do. And this is what I see. These guys, they have a lot of, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. When we start getting on them, I didn't do anything wrong. GMS is just so hateful. That is a very effeminate spirit too, by the way. If you notice, nobody likes to be corrected. Everybody can teach whatever doctrine they want. One body in Yahushua, this group, says that Yahushua never worked miracles. I honestly only remember Adam Abbott doing a video on them. I will give them credit for that. But nobody does anything. Nobody says anything. HOI, the stuff that goes on in his group. They got grown men messing with young women. They're not girls, but they're messing with young women, and that's their business. But if that was GMS, they would say, there go those rapists. See, I knew they was rapists. But nobody says nothing about HOI. This guy goes on to say that we hate on Zabak, because we bear false witness and we lied on them about adultery. When the woman herself came out, the man himself came out and said that there was adultery. What did we say? We examined the matter, we saw that it was the truth, and other people came out and said this has been happening in this group. IUIC. All kinds of things happen in that group. Everybody sweeps it under the rug. But some fake lie comes out that say some man kidnapped his son or killed his family and he was from GMS. Nobody stands up and defends us on it. In fact, everybody will come and say, see, yeah, because GMS, that's the worst group in the world. This is the hypocrisy about all you camps and you groups, man. You liars. And this is why a lot of people say, I just don't want to join no camp. Well, that's up to you. We're saying that you got to join, you kind of go where Yahushua and Apostle Paul, who followed in the footsteps, spoke the words of the Lord, and he had to dip out on certain occasions too, through the crowds. So did Yahushua, John the 8th chapter. He cut them with the sharp words of the Lord, and they picked up stones and tried to hit Yahushua. They did the same thing to Apostle Paul, Stephen, and various other men of the Bible that caught hell. So you can clearly see most of these groups outside of GMS, they're just coasting. They don't have no hatred for each other or dislike for each other. It's only us they coming after with all the madness. And Lord will I get to the next video. They all do this because GMS brings the attention. When the attention comes and the hype comes, they will throw GMS under the bus to capitalize on some dollars. And Lord's will, that be the next video.